would have done that. Oh, I have goosebumps right now when I say this.
I'm going to get emotional.
Awesome. Hey everyone, hopefully you guys can hear me and see me. I'll try and go to maybe a more quiet place here. Welcome. We're live right now. This is via YouTube. I think, oh, there's a class going on in there too. Okay. Hey everybody, hopefully you can see me, hopefully you can hear me. My name's Brady, I'm an enrollment advisor. We are live at our residence building right now. Let us know if you can see us. This is live, like I mentioned, so if I trip, you're gonna see me trip. It's happened before. But let us know that we're coming through okay. This is the first time we've ever done a live tour at our residence building. So if you can hear me, you know, maybe somebody just say, yes, we can hear you in live chat there. If you can see us, obviously that's good news too. I'm pretty sure you can because I can see me. So that's a good sign, but I can't hear me. So I want to make sure that our sound's coming through all right here. Good stuff. So most likely everybody who's in this live tour right now, oh, my hair is haggard today. Most likely everybody who's in this live tour right now got a text message about 45 minutes ago letting you know that we're going to be touring residence, and that's exactly what we're going to do, and that's where I am right now. We are in the lobby at the moment, so I'll do a quick spin around here. We got our front desk behind us. I'll talk about some of the features of the lobby and residence as we go throughout here. But once again, this is live. My job as an enrollment advisor is to make sure that you have all the information you need to make the best decision that you possibly can. And hopefully that decision is to attend Lambton College. So while we're here, if you guys have questions about residence, about your program, campus services, any aspect of college or Lambton that you're curious about, let us know in the live chat. We have another enrollment advisor with us too. Justine, she's on the other end of this. She's running the entire show right now. So she's putting all this together, but she can see those comments and let me know what you're thinking. So if you have questions, ask away. My job is to help you get answers to those. But we'll get to kind of why everybody's here. Loud and clear, wicked. Thanks, Sean. Good stuff. And look, we can even put it up on the screen. So if you guys have questions, that's a great example of what it's going to look like. And thank you for letting me know that, Sean. Okay, so we're in residence. It's attached, well, it's not attached to our main campus, but if I were to walk 3 minutes that way, if I were to walk through the wall, I would be at the front doors of the main campus. So we are very, very close to where 95% of our programs take place. In residence, we have about room for about 280 students. We can talk about details, costs, all that kind of stuff for your program as we go throughout here. All of that information is available on our website, but what's not available on our website is the actual building itself. And that's what we're doing today, is showing that off a little bit. You can see there's a parking lot right behind me. When you purchase parking passes at Lambton, you get access to every single parking venue throughout the entire college system. So that's residence, main campus, fire school, north building, all that kind of good stuff. So if you do have a car and you want to bring your car to school, I highly recommend it because obviously that opens up doors, but if you don't, that's okay too. However, if you do bring your car, there's parking right out front of your room for you, which is nice. It's about $270 for the year. So just while we're looking at the parking lot, but I would mention that real quick. Residence stays typically are about 8 months. Some programs are 10 months. There's options for each. There's costs for each on our website, all that kind of good stuff. And we can talk about that if you let us know what programs you're thinking about. But that information is super, super easy to find. Okay, so I'm in the front lobby, like I mentioned. Right behind me is a food venue. It's called Avenue C. We'll point that out in a second. Just kind of give you a 360 tour here, some vending machines there. We have the front desk, so it's kind of like gated entry to the residence, if you will. We know the name of every single person that's inside and outside of this building. If a student has guests over, right now there are no guests with COVID restrictions, but at some point in the future, those will lift. And if you have a guest over, we know who that guest is. We have their identification, all that kind of good stuff. You can't get into any of our residence building where rooms are without a key card. So it's key card access to every single building. You're going to see I have to get buzzed in and out here. And that's all for safety, of course. You guys can imagine the advantages of that. But we know everybody who's inside and outside of residence. So there's never any people that we don't know about that are walking the halls inside this building. That's one of the advantages, especially for first year students, is you know it's going to be a very safe place for you to go. we'll see our room. We have one room to show you. There's a couple different layouts. We actually have a few resources to show you what rooms look like. We have a virtual tour that you can take yourself, but then we'll go see it in a couple minutes. We'll walk there. One thing I do want to point out too, I don't know if we'll get a chance to go down there, but right behind those double doors, where's my hand here? It's reversed. There we go. Right behind those doors are some classrooms, and there's also some lab spaces specifically for hairstyling, esthetician. We have a fully operational spa in this building. So our hairstyling students and esthetician students, of course, get to run an actual spa. And then resident students get access to spa services right on campus. You want a haircut? Great. You want a manicure, pedicure? It's right down the hallway. We also have a photography studio inside this building. So if you're looking at our photography program, we have a state-of-the-art photography studio just through those double doors that I just pointed at. And then we also have our culinary kitchen, our teaching kitchen, and our fine dining restaurant called Capstones. So if you want some fine dining experiences, you don't even have to get out of your pajamas if you're staying in residence. Imagine that, fine dining in your pajamas. Okay, so we're gonna go check out Avenue C here, which is a food option. There's lots of options for food, but this is one of them. So kind of take a tour around here. I mean, snacks, frozen meals, sodas, pops, that kind of stuff. Coffee machines, fresh ground coffee. Actually, there's beans. I don't know if you can see the hoppers up there, but there's beans. It grinds you a fresh brew of coffee if you want to grab a coffee before class. And then if you want to put some money on your card, you can do that there too. Some vending machines here, and maybe we'll go check out the student lounge at this point. Do you mind buzz me in? Thank you, sir. All right. Randy, where can I book a dorm room? Book for dorm rooms. Oh, when? Sorry, when, thank you. That usually opens in late February-ish. I want to say the end of February, early March is when you should be able to start applying for residence. So it's not open yet. If you go to a residence webpage, which is just www.lambtoncollege.ca/residence, you're going to see an apply now button. If you click that and you start going through the steps, you're going to quickly see that it's for terms that are not September 2022, which is what I'm assuming you're attending for next. The September 2022 applications open after February 1st, usually a little bit later, like the end of February, early March. We'll email you. So hopefully everybody here has applied to a program at Lambton. Congrats on applying. If you haven't applied, I can help you with that process. I can even pay for your application. So if you are interested in applying for a program, it's a completely non-committal process, but I'll pay the $95 fee so you can apply. And if you have already, that's great. But we're going to let you know when those residence applications open up. We're going to send you an email. So if you've received any emails from us, hopefully you have. You definitely should have. If you haven't, we got a little bit of a problem that we can help you out with. But we'll email you, is my point. So Brandy, watch your email. Keep an ear to the ground. End of February, early March, applications for residence will open. But if you don't hear from us, well, we're going to let you know one way or another, but just keep an ear to the ground for that date. Okay, one thing I do want to show off here is our lounge. So the furniture is in kind of a funny fashion at the moment. Inside there is a hangout space for students. We'll actually try and get in there right now if we can. Piece of housekeeping too. We may lose connection one or two times here. So actually we'll try and get in the other door perhaps. No, it's all good. Okay. There's two doors to this room. That one had caution tape tied around the handles. I don't want to rip the caution tape apart. Maybe we can just get through this one, which we can. Good stuff. Okay, so right now it's closed because of all the stuff that happened in late December with COVID. So we're not letting students coming out in here, but since we're not a student, why don't we go take a look? Okay, so this is the student lounge. This is honestly just a big hangout party space. It's the easiest way to put it. A place for you to come on weekends, after class, bring some soda pops, whatever you want to bring down here. Obviously, if you're of age, if you're going to bring alcohol, that kind of stuff. But if you just want to come out with friends, this is the spot to do. You can move the furniture around as much as you like. Right now, it's arranged in kind of a funny fashion because either they did some kind of event, or I'm noticing it's kind of set up like a hallway. I don't know, maybe they did some event here. I don't know, but point being, you can move around the furniture as much as you like. We also have a giant projector. You might be able to see it up on the ceiling there, and then a giant pull-down screen. If you want to watch a pay-per-view event, maybe a fight card, we'll pay for that. Bring your friends down, set up theater seating. I know when Game of Thrones was airing, there was a Game of Thrones party down here every Sunday when that came on HBO. So if you want to watch some TV, you want to watch some movies, you want to bring your friends down, They do movie nights throughout the semester. It's a ton of fun. This is definitely one of the cool places to be. And it's for whatever you want to use this for. Ultimately, it's a hangout space. Courtyard. So you can see a bunch of rooms overlooking the courtyard there. You can also see the gazebo, some bike locks or bike racks, and a couple of barbecues. So if you want to barbecue something, there's propane in those barbecues 24/7. You get access to that space whenever you want. Nobody can access the courtyard that isn't a student in residence. You cannot get to the courtyard from outside. So just take solace in the fact that, you know, somebody's not going to walk off the street and come grab your bike if you got your bike locked up out there. This is the Snack Shack, it's called. So 95% of your meals when you're staying in residence come from the main campus, which once again is about 3 minutes that way. It's a very short walk across a parking lot and you're at our main campus. So 95% of your meals come from our main cafeteria at our main campus. That closes at about 7 o'clock and isn't open on weekends. And that's when this spot opens up. This is your Snack Shack. So post 7:30 at night, weekends, the Snack Shack's going to open up. They got hot dogs, pizza, sandwiches, pops, snacks, all that kind of stuff. Your meal card will work there. So when you're a student in residence, you get $2,400 in a meal plan. That means you have $2,400 for the year. It's $1,200 per semester to spend on food. That meal card is good at all the food venues at our main campus, except for the Lions Den, the Snack Shack here, and you even have an opportunity to load your Avenue C food card at a certain time of the year. So it's usable in all sorts of different places. But just want you to know that your Snack Shack is open opposite hours of the main cafeteria, and you can access that on weekends as well. Okay, and then the courtyard, once again, barbecues, that kind of stuff, 24/7. So if you want to barbecue something up, hop out there, do your thing, and you are good to go. Okay, so that's the student lounge. We're going to run back through the lobby now. Just going to close this door. We're going to run back through the lobby. We're going to check out the other amenities inside residence. We're going to see our room in a second. We'll probably do that first. And then we will answer any questions you guys got. It'll be a pretty quick one today. It's not going to be a super long tour. All right. Okay. Oh, okay. Sorry, I was just chatting with Justine. So today, with these virtual tours, especially when we're off-site, we are only focusing on one area. So we will be doing focus tours throughout the next month or so, at least until we start in-person tours again. Today, we're just doing residence. I can answer questions about any programs you guys are curious about. So if you have questions, throw them in the YouTube chat. We'll put them up on the screen. I'll answer anything that you're curious about. We'll talk about those lab spaces, but to show you on camera today, we're just seeing residents at the moment because that's the capabilities that we have for the internet connection that we have in front of us. Otherwise, it would be like a 4-hour-long tour and we'd lose connection 200,000 times. So today we're just doing residents. Next week, we're going to be back at the main campus. We'll look at most likely Nova Chemicals Health Building. We may be able to see some other lab spaces too. So let us know what you're thinking about checking out. And then if you guys have time at 2 p.m. next Tuesday, I'll be doing this exact same thing, but at our main campus where we have all of our classrooms and lab spaces and all that kind of good stuff. Okay, so just a reminder, we're doing residence today. Next Tuesday, 2 p.m., we're back in the main campus showing off those labs and classrooms. So hopefully you get a chance to enjoy residence with us today, at least a little bit. This room, this is a study space. So this is not for partying, not for hanging out, not for playing music, playing games, watching movies. This is a space to come to spread your books across the table, maybe get away from your roommate, have a quiet place to go when you need more space to study. So there's chalkboards, tables, chairs, all that kind of good stuff, everything you need to have a space to claim to go and study. So just want to differentiate that between those two kind of lounge areas, because we do have that lounge, which is more of a hangout party space, and then we do have the study space, which is pretty much dedicated to that, especially around exams that get pretty tight. Robert, for protection, security, investigation, what kind of electives are available? That changes each year. So there's always different options. Oh, sorry, I'm going to try and get in our residence room here, guys. So for general electives, there's a boatload of them. Come on. Yeah. I was just in here 2 seconds ago. Maybe I'll try my other hand. No. Yeah, I was literally just in here. 179. Let's make sure I'm doing this correct. 179. 179 on the card. Okay, we will get in there. I promise you that. So for general electives, there's a whole bunch of different options. There's some that are based around business. The whole idea with general electives is that you can take an optional course that's outside of your core area of study. In non-pandemic settings, we have a whole different list than we have during pandemic settings. So there's currently some options might be like an entrepreneurship class where you run like a lemonade stand. Sounds cheesier than it actually is, but it teaches you basic skills of opening and operating a business. There's some more humanitarian-based courses. Like I know there's one called, excuse me, Lifting the Lid on the Coffin, which is about exploring the ways that different communities and people and like social, what am I trying to say here? Yeah, cultures. There we go. Yeah, cultures deal with death and the like. So that one's really interesting, especially if you're going into a field where you might run into different scenarios, like in policing or protection, security, investigation that might involve death and that kind of stuff. Maybe that's a cool one you can take. A lot of business courses, but honestly, it's hard to list off every single one because they change every single year. There's some common ones too. There's like pottery. You can take pottery courses. That's one of the most popular electives where you can do hand spun or handcrafted pottery. There's actually different levels and different types of pottery that you can focus in. There's fine art. So if you like drawing, we have fine art classes. There's all sorts of different options, Robert. So a whole boatload of them. Everything from academic based. Oh my goodness. I feel like I'm going crazy. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna head back to the front desk. I was in there literally 5 minutes ago and the card worked fine. So we are going to get in that room. Just let me know. Hey, that our card isn't working to get us in 179. Yeah.
It's okay. I can get it reset for you.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you. Maybe. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I wonder if I had it beside that MiFi. I bet you I did. It'll be just a moment. Sweet. Thank you. Oh, cool. Thanks. Yeah, so I understand there's some people looking at border services, protection, security, investigation. That's awesome. The nice thing with all of those programs and police foundations is that they share the first year. So that opens up your doors later on down the road to add on to your diploma. That also makes it a very safe process for you to choose one stream over the other. So let's say you're interested in policing. There we go. Oh my gosh, it went green, but then it didn't open. I'm going crazy. Okay, finally. I have done a tour of residence probably 500 times, more than that, 600 times. I have been in and out of that door. Never have I had a problem with the key. Today's a first, but of course, the day that we do a live tour on YouTube, something like that happens. But point being, real easy to fix. And that was a really good example of that front desk and how easy it is for them to get that sorted. Let's say you did have a problem with your card. Like I said, I have been inside and outside of here hundreds and hundreds of times. Never had a problem with that, but it was real quick to get sorted. And there's someone there 24 hours a day, so that's always nice. So yeah, back to protection, security, investigation, real quick. Border services, police foundations, they all share the first year. I'm actually going to take my mask off because we are in our room now. Look at that. And I'm the only one who lives here. There's no student that stays here. It's just me today. So they share the first year. So that makes it easy for you to choose a stream. Let's say you're interested in police foundations, but you're like, you know what? Maybe I also want to become a border agent. I don't know yet. Enroll into either one of them. They share the entire first year, and then you can make that decision after your first year. Or let's say you really liked policing, but you also really liked border services. And maybe you realize, hey, it's easier for me to get hired as a CBSA agent right now at this stage in my life than it is to become a police officer. But I know that work with CBSA is going to be valuable when I start applying to forces like OPP, RCMP, City Police. Well, then you could double them up in 1 year's time. You could do police foundations in 2 years, come back for an extra year, and get a whole other diploma, a 2-year diploma in 1 year's time by doing that last year of border services only. So maybe that's an option for you. So lots of fluidity there. That entire first year is shared. We are a border city. Of course, we have a border crossing right here in Sarnia. So we take advantage of that and hire just the best CBSA agents that teach in that program. And then protection, security, investigation is, if you're looking at it, you probably know, is focused on like private security, private investigation, correctional facility work, that kind of stuff, which is pretty sweet. And policing, right in the name. Okay, so we are in a residence room at this point. This is the piece de resistance. The reason why most of you are probably here to see what the rooms look like. We actually have a virtual tour of a larger room on our residence webpage too. If you go to www.lambtoncollege.ca/residence, there's a virtual tour that you can take on yourself and walk through the room, kind of like one of those real estate tours where you can like click your way through the house. You can do that in one of our res rooms, and it's a different layout. This used to be a Ramada Inn hotel. We bought it. We converted it to a residence, but the room layouts are still the same. So there's some suites, there's some larger rooms, there's some smaller rooms. This is one of the smaller rooms, which is still pretty roomy in my opinion. So we have 2 beds. They're double beds, but they're double wide. So you actually buy queen size sheets. They're really nice, really comfy beds, very wide. This is furnished by us. Nobody lives here, like I mentioned. You'll also notice they're really tall. I don't know if I can get my camera down there. Here we go. So it's hard to tell on camera, but they're very tall beds. And that way, when you move in, you can get those like blue totes, those Rubbermaid totes. Put all your stuff inside those, move on in, put the tote under your bed, and then when you move out, everything's all ready to go, or just extra storage down there. If you got a bad shopping habit like I do, especially because we're a border city, you hop over to the States and you're like going to Target and you get loaded up on stuff every single weekend, you got a place to put it before you go back home. The furniture, you can move around as much as you like. So you got 2 armoires, 2 beds. I think these are armoires. I don't really know what you'd call them, but little closets of sorts. You can move this stuff around as much as you want. So a lot of people take them and put them like side by side in the room. Let's see if I can give you an idea here. So they'll put the 2 closet units like next to each other and create like a little pseudo wall. So I see people do that in these rooms quite often. Each room has its own heating and cooling. One of the nice things with this is, you know, we're not deciding, oh, camera flip, make you all dizzy. Sorry about that. There we go. So you have access to your own heating and cooling. There's a control panel under here that you can set your own heat, set your own cooling, all that kind of good stuff. Residence Wi-Fi is really good. You can game here, you can stream, you can watch movies, all that kind of good stuff. We do supply an apartment-sized refrigerator in each and every room as well. So each room has this apartment-sized fridge, has a microwave. You don't have to bring your own mini fridge or purchase one like a lot of residents do. Bathroom, pretty straightforward stuff. We do come in and clean the washroom once a week for you for hygiene purposes. So somebody will come in, we'll have housekeepers come in and clean the washroom in each one of these rooms every single week. The rest of the room is up to you. You can rent out mops, vacuums, all that kind of good stuff if you need it from the front desk. No charge, of course. I should have mentioned too in that rec room, totally forgot to mention it, which you can see the rec room like right over there. There's foosball, ping pong, pool, all that kind of stuff. You can get all of the equipment to play those games from the front desk just by leaving your student card with them, and then they'll hook you up with the pool cues, and you can go play some pool free of charge. All that stuff. There's no charge for anything on campus like that. Can you stick things to the walls? You cannot puncture the walls, but you can bring like sticky tack, I guess. Those, do you know what? Even better than sticky tack is like such an antiquated thing now. Those like 3M command strips. Like use those, you won't have a problem with that. But yeah, you can't puncture the walls. You can stick stuff to the walls though. Yeah, as long as it comes off after. What else? You sleep here. This is where you live and you sleep. If we haven't talked about that already, you get cable television. If for whatever reason you want to watch cable television in 2022, you can pipe into the cable television here and watch that, or you can watch Netflix and all that kind of stuff like I think most people do in YouTube. The Wi-Fi is really good here. We just upgraded it, like I mentioned. There's also local calling if you want to bring your own phone. Once again, I don't think any student in the past 5 years has brought their own phone to plug into the wall, but if you want to bring a wall phone, something that reminds you of home maybe, you can do that. Okay, any questions about the room? This is a good time because we're in a nice private space. I don't have my mask on. You can actually tell what my emotion is, perhaps. If you have questions about, like, let's say cost, let's talk about costs maybe, because residence does cost money. It's actually very inexpensive at Lambton compared to most other schools out there. We're about $8,100 for the year. That's a 1 year, 8-month program. So when I say a year, I'm talking 8 academic months. $8,100, and inside of that $8,100 is all of your fees to live in residence, including, you know, bills, hydro, electricity, internet, all that kind of stuff. There's no hidden fees that we're leaving out at that $8,100. There might be an application fee. I think that's actually inside that $8,100, but don't quote me on it. And inside that $8,100 is a $2,400 meal plan. So that does include $2,400 of food. 10-month programs, if you're looking at fire with us, for example, fire sciences and pre-service firefighter is a 10-month program. I want to say it's about $8,800, maybe Justine, if you have it up, if you don't mind finding me that 10-month cost. It's their roommates. Yeah, Brandy, you can tell we got 2 beds. That's a good point. I like totally missed that point. Yeah, 2 beds, roommates. So you don't get 2 beds to yourself. You do have a roommate as standard. With the pandemic, rooms are single occupancy. We expect that will not be the case next September. If you don't know, we actually had everything in place to run full in-person classes starting yesterday. And then December, 14th, 15th hit, and then cases spiked, everything went back and reverted a step. So we were ready to launch full in-person classes for 95% of our programs in January, starting yesterday. And then, of course, Omicron, however you say it, kicked up and reverted that a little bit. But we expect, and we have everything in place to run full in-person classes next September, so long as you know, we keep progressing through this pandemic. And to get back to your point, Brandy, I expect that residents will be back to roommates as standard. So yes, you do get a roommate. If you have a friend coming to Lambton, you can actually request to room with that friend. So if you got a buddy, you know, a girlfriend, boyfriend, or something like that, I mean, within your own gender typically, but you can sign off on intergender rooms in some cases. But as standard, you'll be roomed with somebody of the same gender, or if you have a friend coming, you can request to live with that friend. We also do a personality survey when you apply to residence, like, do you study late? Do you smoke? Do you listen to music loudly? Do you play video games? Are you a morning person, night person, that kind of stuff? And we'll room you with somebody that's like yourself. We actually do a very good job of it. Very rarely do we have issues with people needing to be taken away from the room or like find alternative living accommodations because they aren't getting along with their roommate. That does happen very rarely. When it does, we always have safeties in place to make sure that you have a place to go. If you get into, you know, maybe you're not getting along with your roommate and you guys just aren't going to make it work, and you need to find somewhere else to live in residence, another room, we will find that room for you. So rest assured that if we do room you with the roommate and you guys aren't getting along, just let us know. We will gladly find you someone else to room with potentially. That's a good point. So yes, roommates as standard. You can request a single room. You have been able to in the past. It's a lottery. So you would request a single room and say, that is my preference. And then in like June or July, once we have a better idea of how many people will be attending residence and how many rooms we have in total, we'll start lotterying out those single rooms. So if we have 10 people with a preference for a single room and no roommate, there's an additional cost. And we have 5 rooms, 5 of those 10 people will randomly get an offer for a single room. Robert, I am an Army reservist and don't get home until 11:30ish at night. Would that be an issue? No, not at all. You get access to you live here. So there's no curfew, anything like that. We have front desk access 24/7. You have access to the building 24/7. So no, Robert, and awesome. That's really cool to see as well. So yeah, you get access whenever you want. You want to leave at 3 a.m., that's okay. The main campus is a safe place as well. So let's say it's 2 a.m. and you can't sleep. Maybe you like studying late at night. and you want to go to the main campus and do some homework at 2 a.m., you can walk out the front door of residence, walk into the main campus at 2 a.m. Security is at both sites 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you can hop into a computer lab at 2 a.m. if you want. Sadie, are students that don't attend our school allowed to enter our dorms? They are. They have to be signed in. So you can have guests over. Say you got a boyfriend or something like that, and you want them to come hang out in your dorm room for a bit. They have to be signed in. That's the only rule. I think they have to be out by like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. Don't quote me on that, but like somewhere around 12 to 2, they have to be out at night if they're a guest. But yeah, they just have to be signed in. I think you can only have 1 guest or 2 guests per student, so you can't bring in 30 people. But yeah, if you got a friend coming, they are allowed in. Once again, this is all non-pandemic setting stuff. In pandemic settings, we aren't allowing guests, single occupancy rooms. All that stuff's, hopefully going to be in the past, especially for you people who are looking at September 2022. So yeah, Sadie, bring your friends. Bring your friends. Cool. Any other questions? Oh, cool. Okay. Justine is going to put the website up. Oh, look at this. This is so fun. We haven't done this before. Fun. Learning what we can do on stream here is pretty sweet. So that's our floor plan. So like I said, this used to be a Ramada Inn hotel. There's a whole bunch of different room layouts. This is amongst one of the smaller of the rooms, but they're not all like this. This is not a common one by any means. And you can see the different layouts there. So almost the same. At the very bottom, you have the front door where we walked in, bathroom right to your right or left-hand side. Some of the rooms have an additional kitchenette, like a little sink outside the bathroom, and then a sink inside the bathroom. And then you can see the bed layout with those armoires. If you look in between the 2 beds, you see those 2 like brown rectangles. That's these closet units. And they're creating like a little pseudo wall, a little privacy wall of sorts. And then that's our walkthrough. So that's that virtual tour. Justine is going to take us through that now. Look at this, 2 tours in one. Yeah, so this is an example of one of our bigger rooms. Actually, that room that Justine is showing you right now is directly across from us. So that is like the bottom floor. You look where my finger is. It's that room right there. So that has that little kitchenette type area. Bathroom, once again, we come in and clean the bathroom once a week for you. Every room has an apartment-sized fridge. Most residences in the college network charge you like $200 to have a mini fridge. We give you one for free, so that's a pretty sweet savings. You can see the beds there. Those ones are a little bit lower, and that's because the room's larger. So I think that's why they put the lower ones there. You don't see those lower ones too often. The carpet is not included. That's one that we put there just to make it look nice. You can see those closet units, the desk units, the same ones as these guys here. Each room has 2 desks. Each room has 2 closets, 2 beds, 2 chairs, 2 hearts with 2 students in it. Cool. Okay, well, that's the rooms. You guys have any questions or anything before we start looking at the only stops we have left to make at this point, I should say, are laundry. You got laundry on site. You got to do laundry. We're going to go look at laundry. And then the kitchen. That's pretty much it. So, cool. Why don't we go do that? If you guys have questions, let me know. And if you got a bunch of them, maybe we'll hop back in the room on the way back. And that way, I have a place where I'm not bugging students to chat with you guys. I'm going to put the camera down. This might look weird. I have to put my mask on. Okay. Here we go. We're all set. I'm going to turn the lights off. Oh, fun. Okay. Make sure I got my key. Did I leave the key somewhere? Uh-oh. I'm going to check every single pocket I have right now. Oh, that's funny. Sorry, if you guys hear me talking, I did leave. I almost walked out the room without my key. Could you imagine that? Where would I sleep tonight? Where would I sleep tonight? Okay. Yeah, if you guys hear me chatting and saying like okay and thank you and that kind of stuff, I'm just chatting with Justine. She's running this on the back end, like I mentioned. Okie dokie. We're gonna pop into laundry. Okay, no one's in here. Good stuff. Laundry room. Not the most exciting spot, but I mean it's a necessary one. You guys are gonna need a clean laundry. Get your clean laundry from at least. When you attend residence, I think you get $50 on your card. You do get a laundry card. I'm pretty sure it's 50. That's preloaded on it. You can always put more money on it back at the reload station back there. I think it's $2 to dry, $2.25 to wash. Brand new washing machines. We just replaced them last year. I mean, you're not attending a college residence because of the laundry machines, but it's nice to know that they are nice and brand new and not smelly. Okay, and then kitchen. Small kitchenette here. So there is a kitchen for students as well. 2 stoves, another microwave, a toaster, tons of plugs. You'll see lots of plugs all around here. So if you got like a like an Instapot, I don't know, George Foreman grill, that kind of stuff. Air fryers are dope. If you got an air fryer, bring your air fryer down and you can hook it up in here while also cooking on the stoves. 2 stoves. It's important to know though. So if you do load up that apartment sized refrigerator with groceries and you need a place to cook, you can always come down here 24 hours a day. You do have to get a key card for it. You get that from the front desk. Just let them know you want to go to the kitchen. They will hook you up. Garbage room. Place to put your garbage. And then you can access the courtyard from this doorway as well. Cool. All right, guys. Well, that's pretty much the building. There's 2 floors. So we didn't see 90% of the building itself. There's 2 floors to this building. Upstairs is a giant square. It's all rooms. Downstairs, or the main floor where we are right now, is a giant square as well. But there's the amenities and our room on this floor. Okay. So I'm just popping back into our room here. Any other questions or anything you guys are curious about in regards to your programs? This is a totally open forum. Randy, for a food plan, for the school are going to be able to use that restaurant or the mall. So it's only available in the school itself. The restaurant on campus that's ran by our culinary students, I don't think your meal card works there. It hasn't in the past. However, the food's very inexpensive. I do want to note that. You're just paying for the cost of the food. We don't like make money off the restaurant in the sense that we are out for profit. It's there for students to get a fine dining experience that are running a restaurant inside their program. So anyways, back to your question. The meal card works at all the food venues on campus, the snack shack here in residence. The only places it doesn't work on campus are the Lion's Den, which is where they serve alcohol. They don't want students spending all their money on alcohol who are of drinking age that are staying in residence. And Capstone's fine dining, and then Avenue C. Avenue C, you can actually load up the, which is where we saw that like fresh ground coffee right at the beginning and the frozen meals. You get a card for there, and you can load it up with your meal plan. But you can't, that's only at one certain time of the year. But yeah, everywhere but the Lion's Den and Capstones. So to put that in reference, that leaves Tim Hortons, Nourish, which is like a stir fry place, Marketplace Cafe, which has a bistro, like a burger shop, poutine shop, salad bar, a soup bar, fresh salad that you make yourself, a soup bar each day, sandwiches, salads, pizza is inside Marketplace Cafe. Another Tim Hortons is in Marketplace Cafe. Daily specials with like bento sushi on certain days of the week is in Marketplace Cafe. And then also our smoothie shack is where your meal card will work. Sadie, can I bring my own kitchen appliances? Yeah, you can. Yeah, there's a list that you can and can't bring. It's pretty much everything with like an open heating element that you can't. So if you got like one of those like old-timey single heating element stoves with like that hot coil, don't bring that. But bring an air fryer. That's cool. Yeah, you can totally bring your appliances. There's a list on our website of things that you can bring. I think it's in the FAQ, somewhere on there. Yeah, there's a do's and don'ts on our residence webpage that'll show you what you can and can't bring. Cool. Good questions. I love this. This is so much fun. Watching from Nepal. Cool. Awesome. Can you wave at Mount Everest for me? Can you just wave at it? Like, hey, Brady says, what up? Wicked. This is awesome, guys. I really enjoy this. This is amazing that so many people joined. You guys got a text message like, what, 45 minutes ago, an hour ago? And we're like, hey, we're doing this too. We're at 2. And then a whole bunch of people joined, which is wicked. My favorite thing about my job is talking to people. That's normally what I get to do full time. If we weren't in a pandemic setting, I would invite each one of you personally to Lambton so we could walk around the campus together. You can bring your parents, you can bring your friends. We'll have a conversation. We'll go and see stuff. But obviously with the current state of the world, we're not doing that. So these virtual options are working pretty good. And I'm really stoked to see that you guys have so many questions. I love it. Are genders generally separated in residence, like male, female wing? No, it's you might have roommates that are male or female, and then on the other side, the opposite gender. There's options for people, for roommates that maybe don't identify specifically with one gender over the other. There's lots of options out there. When you fill out the application, you'll see it there. But as far as the hallways go, it's completely co-ed. Yeah, you might have roommates that are female, and then on the other side, you male, and that's how it is. Yeah. But each room is gender specific. So you'll be roomed with a male if you're a male. You'll be roomed with a female if you're a female. And if you identify as anything else, then you will be asked what your preference is and your comfortable, what level of comfortability you have. And we'll sort stuff out. So the nice thing with the residence application too is in the cases where you feel like you want to speak with the coordinator and the managers and figure out something that's going to make you feel the most comfortable that you can, let us know. Each application is looked at case by case. So don't feel like, maybe I fit into this certain box or this certain box or identify as this certain a certain person. Just let us know what you're comfortable with, what you like to be identified as, and we'll make sure that you are the best possible representation of yourself that you can here and you feel comfortable in all of our hallways and all of our rooms. Cool. Okay. No more questions. Okay, good stuff. That was fantastic. Is anybody here that's watching this right now attending for hairstyling or esthetician? Please let us know. We might be able to get down there. I don't know what the connection would look like, so I would hate to start walking down there and then find out that we can't even make it because the internet isn't too hot. But the reason why I ask is because attached to this building is our hairstyling lab, our esthetician, or spa lab, all that kind of good stuff. And honestly, I don't even know if we can get in it right now. But just curious if anybody was hoping to see that today. Okay, I understand nobody's saying anything. That's cool. Wicked. Okay, well, I'm going to sign off here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. My email address, maybe just see if you can find it somewhere, just info@lambtoncollege.ca to throw up on the screen there. That would be awesome. So you guys know, everybody that's watching this, that's a domestic applicant. I do work specifically with the domestic applicants. I am your liaison for the college. If you have questions, if your parents or caregivers have questions, if you've applied and you haven't heard back, if you just need to talk to somebody at the college about something, I'm a great first place to start. I definitely don't have all the answers, but I can get you connected with anybody in the college that you need to get connected with or help you as best as I can. So let me know what you need. If you haven't applied to Lambton yet, apply. It cannot hurt. It's completely non-committal. And I will even pay for, well, I won't, Lambton will, pay for your $95 application fee. It does cost $95 to apply to Ontario public colleges, but we will cover that fee if you're applying to Lambton. So at that point, why not? If you get an offer, great. If you don't, that's okay too. It didn't cost you anything to find that out. And if you do get an offer, you decide to confirm it, that's fantastic. And we'll talk to you about that process. The whole application confirmation process is completely non-committal until classes start. I shouldn't say that because in June you're asked to pay a $300 deposit. That's really the first point when you want to know that you're going to attend your program. But at this point of the game, you can apply, you can receive an offer for a program, you can confirm your offer and save that seat. And then in June, you'll have a better idea if you're going to be attending with us for sure. And that's when you're asked to pay a $300 non-refundable tuition deposit. Your first term's tuition isn't due until 10 days after classes start in September. So if you receive an offer and you confirm that offer, you're not going to get a bill in the mail. We're not going to get to November, and because you confirmed your offer, you're going to get a tuition bill or anything like that. That doesn't come until you're in classes on day 11. Day 10, you can still withdraw with the full refund of any tuitions paid less your tuition deposit. Day 11, if you're in a classroom, that's when your tuition is due. So just so you know, a lot of people think like, hey, if I apply and I confirm, I'm on the hook for all this tuition money, and I'm committing myself. That doesn't come for until way down the line, and I can't talk all of a sudden, way down the line. So just, ride that train until you get to that point and see if it's a good fit for you. And any time in between, let me know. That's what I'm here for. So we started this whole conversation letting you know that I'm here to help you and advocate for you and answer any questions you might have. So just let me know what we can do for you. You can also open our website, any webpage at lambtoncollege.ca, and open a live chat box that goes direct to me, direct to Justine, direct to Adam. Adam's on it right now. So if you go to www.lambtoncollege.ca and click in the bottom right-hand corner, that little chat box, that goes right to us from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Friday. So that's a great way to get connected too. Okay, we got application night coming up if you haven't applied. What is that? Tomorrow. From 3 to 4. You can hop into a Microsoft Teams call with us, and we will help you apply, walk through the application together, and cover your costs there. So if you haven't applied yet, come on by. It's tomorrow. It's on our campus. It's on our event calendar on lambtoncollege.ca. And if you would like to apply, that's a great chance to do so. And anything you need in between then, live chat or shoot me an email at info@lambtoncollege.ca. But we are going to sign off here. Bye, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it, and have a great day.